Ladies and gentlemen, how are we? How's everybody's Tuesday going? I hope everybody's doing fine. I am doing amazing, right? Guys, welcome to Mindset with Ed. I'm your guide, Mindset Ed. Tonight we're going over belief. What is belief? First off, belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. First definition, this is all coming out of Webster's. An acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Second definition, trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. Let's break that down a little bit. An acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. What does it mean to accept something? It means to put into your being that it is a fact. For you to accept your current situation, you have to acknowledge that you are in your current situation. You have to acknowledge that you are in a dream. Anybody ever had or that you're not in a dream, that you are in reality? Anybody ever had a dream and you knew you were in the dream? You accepted the fact that you were in the dream. We do it all day long, every single day. Now, I just want to clarify that beliefs are thoughts and thoughts are things. Beliefs are thoughts. Your thoughts are your beliefs. The way your thoughts run, those are called beliefs. You have a million beliefs that run through your head every single day. Now, your thoughts and your beliefs are things. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're always right. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're always absolutely right. See, everything around you, everything man-made, the ceiling, the wall over there, started with a simple thought. It all started as one thought. It started as a belief that this could be done, or this could be built, or we could do this, or that. It all started with a belief. Some people may call beliefs crazy. Depends on what you believe, honestly. There is no clear definition of normal, in my opinion. Normal is subject to your reality. Your perception of your reality is going to be normal. So your beliefs are going to govern your reality. And as such, comes into play the law of attraction. I haven't heard about the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that everything that has happened or will happen or is presently happening in your life, you have attracted to you. A simple test of this is walk into a room, meet somebody new. Usually you get a vibe right off the bat that person, there's either a good person or a bad person. Kids are the best at it. Kids are a great judge of character. Kids don't know right from wrong. They just feel energy. Law of attraction is energy. So I need you to think about every time you have a belief, every time you have a thought, it triggers neurons in your brain to move around. You're sending electrical impulses in your brain. We all have a magnetic field around us. Science has proven that. So when you have different thoughts and different beliefs, it alters that magnetic field, throwing out what we call a vibe or a vibration. Vibe is short for vibration. So when that magnetic field alters, it interacts with everybody else's magnetic field around you. Science has proven this also. So your beliefs and your thoughts are literally things that are bringing to you, good or bad, stuff in your life. We're going to do a longer thing on the law of attraction one day. That's just a really short synopsis. And obviously, my new thing is I like to open it up for questions and answers. So if you guys have any questions about the law of attraction or anything like that, or beliefs at the end of this, let's get it. I'm all about it. Now, Beliefs are like a compass, directing and guiding you guys toward whatever you want or don't want. Like I said before, if you believe you can or you can't, you're always right. Your beliefs are going to direct you wherever you're going in life, good or bad. Last year, I believed that I was comfortable with my 9 to 5 job, working 6, 7 days a week, and then going to the bar directly after. I didn't want anything else in life. I just wanted to go to work, get my paycheck, go to the bar, go home, and repeat. Wash, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's all I want to do. So my belief that I was comfortable, my belief that I wasn't worth anything more than what I was earning at that 9 to 5 kept me stuck at that level. My belief that this is where I belonged on this bar stool kept me on that bar stool. Your beliefs are keeping you where you're at presently and either moving you backwards or moving you forward, depending on what you believe. Now, I need you to understand also the problems in your life are not inherently good or bad. Your beliefs make it so. Shakespeare said that in Hamlet. The problems in your life are not inherently good or bad. Your thinking, your beliefs, makes it so. Every problem in your life happening right now is neither good nor bad. The way you think about it is good or bad. Say you've been working somewhere for 26 years, you get hurt. All of a sudden, they won't take you back. They don't want to take you back because you're close to retirement. Why would they want to take you back? That means they have to give you your retirement check. So they're going to try and sideline you. You've worked there for 26 years. That's a gut punch. That's enough to knock any normal, sane person off the path they're on. However, you can turn it around right now, right here. All you have to do is change your beliefs about the situation. Instead of believing that you're sidelined and your life is over and there's nothing more to life than this right now, that you've hit your prime and now you're on the bottom, on the down end of your prime. You're coming down the hill and you're looking at it. You're looking right in front of you. It looks like a crash and burn. You're stuck in limbo. Instead of believing that because you lost your job of 26 years, pretty much, you, ladies and gentlemen, can turn that belief around with a simple switch. Just like that. You need to make a decision, change that belief to, instead of this is the end, to this is the beginning. How about believing that, yeah, you know what, I gave them 26 years and that was a long time. And I'm grateful, happy and grateful for every year that I have and all the bad experiences and good experiences, because that made me the person I am here today. But maybe this isn't meant for me anymore. Maybe I am meant for more. Maybe I'm meant to get up and walk into something brand new. When one door shuts, another one opens. Catch to that phrase that everybody forgets is that we don't see the other doors opening because we're so worried about the door that got shut. You're staring at that front door. I can't believe it shut in my face. It's been 26 years down the drain. A simple switch of your beliefs would have you turn around and look right through the kitchen to the back door and see that that door is open. You don't have to stay in this house of misery forever. You can go outside to new beginnings. Right? Now, our beliefs are our states of certainty which govern our behavior. Our beliefs are our states of certainty that govern our behavior. Your beliefs, the way you believe, what you believe, is going to govern whether you have a positive or negative mindset. It's going to govern whether you're in a creative mindset or a competitive mindset. Real quick, a creative mindset believes that there's no competition, that the supply in the world is limitless. A competitive mindset believes that there is a finite supply and they have to compete for those resources. Competitive minds may get rich quick, but they never stay in business long. Think about the steel trusts, the monopolies that got broken up, the Rockefellers, Carnegies. That was a competitive mindset. Creative mindset is crypto. A creative mindset is the Apple and the Microsoft. They're not really competing against each other. They're creating. And in so, they have their own brands. See what I'm getting at? You need to do the same thing in your life. Your beliefs that you have right now are governing your behavior, and your behavior is keeping you where you're at, making you go further, or keeping you in the past. Your thoughts turn into emotions. So your beliefs turn into emotions, which turn into actions. Now you have a choice. However, beliefs are always a result of personal choice. You always decide what your beliefs are going to be. And you can change your beliefs in a matter of minutes unless pride or ego get in your way. Now let's go over pride and ego real quick. What is pride and what is ego? Pride is a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of your friends or family, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. Now, I want you guys to know that, yes, pride is the first of the 7 deadly sins. My religious folks in here. Pride is the first of the 7 deadly sins. However, pride can also be a virtue. Everything in moderation, am I correct? Pride can help you or it can hinder you. Pride goes along the same emotions and is in the same, on the circle chart of emotions, pride is in the same area as gratitude and compassion. It gives you the same emotions. However, the trick is not to get arrogant with your pride. You can have pride in things you do. You can look back and have pride in what you've done. Pride in raising your children the way you've raised your children. Pride in the business you've built. Pride in how you seem to persevere through everything and anything that's ever happened to you. But you need to remember, you're never better than anybody else. We're all human beings on this earth. We all bleed the same color, do we not? Red. Now, ego. Ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or importance. Ego can help you grow, or ego can shut you down. Ego is the ability to know that you are an important person doing important things in life, and you are worth it. You are worth every single bit of success. Ego can also shut you down. How many times have you or somebody you know taken some constructive criticism and couldn't take it? They didn't want to hear it at all. They got defensive. That's ego getting the best of you. That's that ego. The I know what I know. I'm more self-important than you. That's ego. In that way, ego will hinder you. So now that we know that pride and ego will hinder you, and we know that beliefs are your personal choice, and we know that beliefs are going to govern where you go in life. In order to be successful, you need to know two things: where you're starting from and where you're going. The successful man is the man who's sleeping on the park bench, who knows where he's going to go in life and where he is right now. He knows where he's starting from. You need to know where you're going from here, but you also need to know where you're at now. A successful person is somebody. I see your comment. A successful person is somebody that's doing what they believed they could do. They dared to dream. They dared to believe in themselves, where they were going to be. And that successful person is beautifully successful by their standards. You don't have to be successful by anybody else's standards except your own. I want you to think about something for a minute. You don't have to impress anybody in your life except for 8-year-old you and 80-year-old you. If they're both proud of what you're doing, what do you have to worry about? But in order to impress either of them, you got to fix your belief system. So in order to do that, you need to go to the root. So where do beliefs generally come from? Well, a couple of examples that I have are environment. It's the single most potent generator of beliefs. You are literally a product of your environment. Your paradigm was given to you at birth by genetics and when you formed your personality between 2 and 6 years old, in between there. Now, I want you to understand something. A paradigm is a mental program that governs your habits. Unfortunately, humans are mostly habitual. Now, I need you to understand that when you were a baby, you couldn't control the environment around you. You had no way to tell what was right and what was wrong. That's why most kids touch a hot stove. If I told you to go touch a hot stove, what would you do right now? You'd be like, no. Why? Because you believe it's hot. You don't have to know. You don't have to touch and know. You just have to believe it. I know that. I know that stove is hot. I'm not touching it. I just saw you cooking on it. Babies don't know that. So in that effect, when you were a baby, your environment dictated your beliefs that you grew up with. Babies, everybody know, are just open baskets. Whatever you put into their minds, good or bad, is going to stick and stay. Always. And it's going to manifest itself somewhere else in life. Growing up. Whatever you're going to achieve in life, wherever you're going to go, your childhood usually is going to be a good teller of whether you're going to persevere or not because of your environment. The kids who got bullied in their environment usually grew up to be a little bit more tougher than the kids that didn't. Why? Because they had to learn to survive at a young age. They had to get a belief of survival, a belief of perseverance. So in that aspect, your beliefs are going to come from your environment. Now, number 2, events. Positive, neutral, and negative events create experiences that shape our beliefs. A couple examples of that, right? Recent divorcees may not believe there are any good men or women left. That's a belief. A belief that hopefully eventually gets turned off. But for that moment, that event inspired that belief. Now, the most powerful one is the patient who contracts a disease. They may form the belief that they won't make it. They're done. This is it. This disease limits me the rest of my life. Injuries too. However, you have that small percentage that form the belief that they will overcome it and win. Those are the guys that you see that got both legs blown off in the desert and then go on to become Olympic athletes. Or you have the Lieutenant Dans from Forrest Gump that got their legs blew off and ended up being an alcoholic in a bar. Your beliefs will dictate where you go in life. 3, knowledge. Limited knowledge can limit your beliefs because you don't know what you don't know. Think about it. I'll tell you an interesting story. There was a detachment. I was in the military, so there was a detachment that went to Rota, Spain. Some of the African American members went out into the towns in Spain. Some of the people there had never seen a black person in their life. Not a bad thing. They didn't know what they didn't know. To them, they were gods. They were, oh my gosh, can I touch your face? Can I touch your hair? Can I? It was different. They didn't know. They didn't know that in America, that's disrespectful as hell. But to them, you don't know what you don't know. They've never seen somebody of that color in their life. So they were infatuated with it. They were, wow, look at that. That is amazing. That is gorgeous. They loved it. And all of a sudden, revealed knowledge caused them to count the info as valid. They didn't know that anything besides tan and white skin existed. All of a sudden, here comes a culture shock. So now they have a new beliefs. They have a new belief. It may be as simple as there are human beings that can have black skin. That's a new belief. Think about what other beliefs that can inspire. And then you have the kid say, on the whole flip side of that coin, let's say the kid that grew up way in the woods, was taught racism his entire life. But he'd never seen a black person. There are people that haven't seen that their first time they saw a black person was when they got to the military. America goes that deep. They didn't know what they didn't know. They were taught, some of them were taught that if you're different, you're dangerous. Hate them. They didn't know what they didn't know. They believed what they were taught. So when they go to a new unit and they meet this guy of a different color, all of a sudden it dawns on them, you know what? After a couple of conversations, that this guy's not bad. That's revealed knowledge. That revealed knowledge gets implanted in your brain. That belief starts to get challenged. And now the belief is a personal choice. 99% of them switch that belief. Beliefs are personal choice. You can't do anything about what you don't know. But once you know, you know. You don't know if you're going to be successful. You know somebody's done it before, so therefore, you now have a choice to make about your beliefs, about yourself, and your ability to go as far as you can go. The sky is limitless. The life that you have right now is limitless, if only you believe. Now, number 4, past outcomes. Because you achieved something positive in the past, you believe you can recreate that result. Imagine if it always worked like that. Unfortunately, it usually goes vice versa. Because you achieved something negative in the past, you believe you're going to recreate that result. If you're scared of public speaking, you got laughed at or you got bullied or people made fun of you for your voice, something like that, or group crowds used to bully you, something like that. You're scared of being in front of a crowd. You're older now. You feel like because you had a negative experience in the past with crowds that you cannot now get here in front of all these people here and talk and make sense and get a message across. Think about it in your own lives. Think about in your own lives where you're limiting yourself, you're limiting your beliefs based on something negative that's happened in the past. Every person I've ever been with cheated on me, so the next person I get, I'm going to have to go through their phone. I'm going to have to be extremely insecure with them because I don't want them to leave because they're just going to end up hurting me anyway. You're speaking it into existence. Enough. I had 3 bad trading days last week, so I'm probably going to bomb this week too. You're speaking it into existence. Enough. Cut it out. Instead of, you are your biggest critic. So instead of looking at your flaws and focusing on your flaws, why don't you focus on your strengths for once? Acknowledge your flaws and say, yeah, that's cool. All right. But play to your strengths. They're your strengths for a reason. Play to them. There's certain things I'm not good at. Now, I know in my heart of hearts that anything I want to get better at, I can do. It just starts with a decision. So technically, I'm not bad at anything. I'm just bad at consistently doing that thing good. So if I want to do what I'm bad at good, I need to do it more often. But you also need to remember to play to your strengths. If you're going to do anything else in this life, just believe that you can. Believe that you're going to be there. Once you have the belief, you're going to have the results. You're going to have the expectations that this is going to happen. Now, all 4 of those experiences I just talked about help create our paradigms. Your paradigm influences your beliefs. Beliefs are decisions we make every single day. The hardest thing about believing, and I'll tell you what, the hardest thing for me believing was in the beginning, when I didn't have any proof of anything. When I didn't have any proof of anything, I believed that I was going to make 5 figures. I want you to understand, in January of this year, I lost everything. I lost my place to stay. I lost everything. And I started from scratch with basically 0 money. Since then, I've seen huge success, amazing success. Why? Because I believed. And I expected that the success that I set my goals on was coming. No matter what, it was coming. And because I believed and because I expected that it was coming, I acted like I had it already. Now, when people say act like you have it already, that doesn't mean walk in with a giant Armani suit and put your nose up at everything. No. Act like you have it. Work like you have it. Put the work in like you already have it. The hardest thing about success isn't getting success. The hardest thing about success is keeping that success and building off that success and doing more. But to even get there, you have to believe. There's a quote by Bob Proctor that I absolutely love. To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is both a triumph and a blessing. Let's break that down. To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. It's easy for a millionaire to say, I believe I could be a billionaire. He's already made millions. So at that point, what makes you think that you can't be a billionaire? The world is limitless. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made $1, you can make $2. You can make $1 million. Just make that $1 that you made yesterday, make it 1,000,000 times. Repeat that transaction 1,000,000 times, or find a way to do it easier. Listen, in the beginning, when you ladies and gentlemen are starting out, you're going to have nothing to go off of. There's no proof. You can't see anything. You can't see your success. You can see it on the screen of your mind. You can see it right there. You can visualize yourself in that house, visualize yourself with that $1 million account, all of that. But as sure as I'm holding a pen, you are not holding $1 million in your hand right now. And that's why it's so hard to believe in it. And that's why it's so easy to say, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. If you did that with every single thing in your life, how do you think that would go? Hey man, you're going to have the rent have the rent on the first? I don't know, man. We'll just see what happens. BS. You want to stay in your house, do you not? You want to stay in your apartment. Wherever you're living at, you want to stay there. So you're going to have that mortgage payment. You're going to have that rent payment. You believe that's going to happen. So why is it so hard to believe that you can go further and get whatever you want in your life? Because you don't see it. You're not holding it in your hands. To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. That's where faith comes in. Everybody go to the YouTube at Mindset with Ed. There's a nice little thing on faith in there. One of the videos. You have to watch all of them. Listen. Faith is being able to believe in the unseen. You're going to tell me you don't believe that you can make $1 million, but you go to church every Sunday? Anybody see anything wrong with that? Can you see God? No. Can you touch God? No. Can you smell God? No. Can you taste God? No. Can you hear God? No. 5 senses. Went through the 5 senses. Can you see $1 million? No. Can you touch $1 million? No. Can you taste $1 million? Feel it? Hear it? No. Yet you go to church every Sunday. If I told you a 4th stimulus check was coming in October, you believe it. You believe it with your whole heart. But you can't believe that you can earn $1 million. You can't believe that you can get that dream house. You can't believe you can get that dream car. You can't believe you can make enough money to never work again the rest of your life. You can't believe you can retire your parents. You don't believe that your kids will be set for life. See what's going on here? It's just a choice. It's literally a choice. Choose to believe. Choose to believe. Make a decision. Have the faith in that decision. Make a decision to believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Believe in your goals. Have faith in that belief. Believe in yourself. Believe in the process. You need to fall in love with the process, honestly. I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with my beliefs. I'm infatuated with them. Because whether I believed, I absolutely knew, and this was my turning point. I absolutely knew that last year and the years before, when I believed there is nobody in or around me that can outdrink me. Absolutely not. There's nobody in and around me that can outdrink me. There's nobody in and around me that can outfight me. There's nobody in and around me that can do anything better than I can. Egotistical, yes. Arrogant, not really. I was always a nice guy. But I believed. And therefore, I was a town drunk in 2 towns. Nobody could outdrink me. Nobody could outfight me. Ladies and gentlemen, you see what I'm getting at here? When I put my mind to something, it gets done. If you put your mind to your stuff in your life, it'll get done. I realized at my turning point when I lost everything, that if I put my mind that much into alcohol and I believed that there was nobody could outdrink me, and nobody could. Nobody could. So if I believe that I can achieve, anything's possible. If I believe that I can make $1 million, it's going to happen. Why wouldn't it? What's the chances of being a town drunk in 2 towns? What's the chances of being to outfight everybody you fought, regardless of size, regardless of background? Who cares? I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm not the meanest guy in the world. I'm not the best fighter in the world. There's always somebody bigger. There's always somebody badder. But I'll tell you this right now. Fists don't win fights. Mindset wins fights. Heart wins fights. That's what wins fights. Your hands are not going to get you your goals. Your mindset is going to get you your success and get you your goals. Your heart is going to get you your mindset and your success and your goals. Put your heart into it. Believe with your heart and soul that you can do what you set out to do. Believe it every single day. We've gone over this before. Make a goal card. Write it down. Get to it. Read it every single day for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Invest in yourself. Invest in your beliefs. What's the worst thing that can go wrong? I need you guys to make yourself a T-chart. After this call, make yourself a T-chart. Put cons and pros. Then I need you to put a giant X through cons. Because whatever you want to achieve in life, I guarantee you is not going to kill you if you fail. If you want to start a new business, if that business fails, it is not going to kill you. So what are you worried about? When I was laying in the dirt after a good right hook, guess what? I got right the hell back up. You know why? I looked around and said, I ain't dead yet. Anybody ever seen that South Park episode? I ain't hear no bell. That's me. I just keep coming and I keep coming and coming and coming until you get tired. The redheaded Rocky. Do the same thing for your dreams. Be your own Rocky. Yeah, you're going to get beat up along the way. That's fine. Who cares? Get up and keep going. Get up, keep throwing punches. What's the worst thing that happens? You give it your best effort? But to do all that, you need to start with a belief. So let's run through that quote by Bob Proctor one more time. To believe in the things you can see and touch is no belief at all. But to believe in the unseen is both a triumph and a blessing. To get where you want to go, you have to know where you're going. You don't have to know how you're going to get there. You just have to know where you're going. You have to believe that you're going to be there. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I love all of you. Let's open it up for any questions. Let me figure this out. All right, all of you should be able to unmute yourselves. So here's what we're gonna do. Anybody has a question, unmute yourself one at a time, please. There's enough people on this call. I can't answer 2-3 questions at a time. I want to do one at a time. We got about 15 minutes.
Hey Ed, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, sir. Appreciate your motivation, speech and stuff. My question is, when you dealing with fear, how do you target fear? That's my issue.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. With what?
When you're dealing with fear.
Fear.
Yes.
How did I repeat that one more time? When I'm dealing with fear.
Like, how do you deal with fear? Because that's my issue. Like, I can see it. I want to do it, but then it's that part of me that snaps back and be like, nah.
Yeah. No, I feel you. So here's what I need you to understand. Whenever you try and do something outside of your comfort zone, whenever you try and get uncomfortable, I need you to understand that there's always going to be a part of you, your paradigm, what I explained before. Your paradigm is a mental program that governs your habits, and we are exclusively habitual. Understand this real quick. You're a God's highest form of creation. You know how I know that? Every single other form of life on this planet functions by instinct. You can't make a squirrel be a fish. You can't make a fish get in a tree. They function purely on instinct. They're built for instinct. Human beings function only on habits. I could be a world Olympic swimmer in 10 years, or I could be a tree climber cutting trees down in 10 years. It all depends on my daily habits. So what happens is your paradigm governs your habits. Your belief system is going to govern your habits. Now, those good and bad beliefs are all part of your paradigm. It's all part of the things you've picked up along the way. Our insecurities that we've picked up along the way have a lot to do with it. So when you're trying to change a paradigm is always going to fight you back. Picture it like an X and a Y. Your X is your paradigm. Your Y is where you want to go. Your Y is the new paradigm that you have to build to get where you want to go. Now, the cool thing about fear isn't going to kill you. Fear is non-life threatening. Fear just hurts. But we're so attached to this paradigm over here that it's throwing fear out. Now, scientists have measured that when you try and do something like change, say a bad habit, something like that, that dread you feel, that registers on scientists' computers the same way as torture does. If I was physically torturing you right now, like putting bamboo sticks through your nails or whatever, like they did to the guys in Vietnam, God bless them all, that would register a certain wavelength in the brain. And that's what we call torture. Now, when you try and change a habit that you're so attached to,
right,
it's going to hurt. Now, you can't change the old system. You can't change those fears. What you need to do is build a brand new one. So it's like getting in a pool almost. When you know the pool's going to be cold, why would you dip your toe in? You know it's going to be cold, right? You know it's cold, and you're going to dip your toe and be like, no, it's just cold. Absolutely not. You need to jump in the pool. You'll get used to it. You're going to get used to it, but there's going to be that initial shock, that initial, right? So especially with you making goals, you believing you're going to be where you're going to be, you need to just do it. What's the worst? Let me ask you a question. I don't even know what your goals and dreams are, and that's okay, because those are personal to you. If you want to share them, that's up to you. But what is the worst possible thing that can happen? What is the worst possible thing that can happen if you fail?
I've never looked at it that way.
Nothing, right? Nothing. What is the worst possible thing? We're all, no, I don't want to get in a cold pool most of the time. But I love to swim. But I love to swim, but I hate getting in cold pools. And I will drag it out. I am not going to die by jumping in a cold pool.
Right.
But you still, everything in your mindset, everything, your whole body, your anxiety, your face goes numb. You're like, oh, I don't want to get in that pool. I don't want to get in that pool. And then you all of a sudden you do something miraculous. You just run and jump. You put one foot in front of the other and you jump in that pool. I need you to let go of that fear of the cold water and just jump. Just jump. And it's going to feel crazy the first 2-3 weeks. You may even quit after 2 weeks. The important thing is that even if you let your fear catch you off guard and you lose a day or you lose 2 days, the important thing is you come back to it and you keep going with it.
Gotcha.
Because the only time you lose is when you quit. And when you quit, right?
Right.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. Appreciate you, sir.
No problem. Bottom line is if you're scared of something, just do it. Nike, just do it.
Gotcha. Right. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate you.
No problem. No problem. Who's up? Who else has something? Let's look in the chat. We got some comments. Brittany, do you have a question? Brittany Griffith. Britt.
What?
Hi, Britt.
Hi.
You have a question about fear?
Do I have questions about today or about fear?
fear.
No, you covered what I heard what you were saying. Yeah, no, that was good. It's not so much fear that I had. I guess I had fear for other people. If that makes sense. I went through some crazy stuff last couple of days. And I guess it's not really fear. I don't know. My head's just kind of weird.
Okay. Well, if anything, hit me up offline about it.
Yeah, I probably will.
I'm here.
I know. I love you. You're so great.
I love you twice.
I was like giving everybody food, and I'm like, Brittany Griffith. I'm like, can they hear me? Did I mute myself on accident? Oh no, I thought y'all heard what I was talking about and everything. It was so funny.
You're all right.
Yeah, no, great call, Ed. Though I love them.
Appreciate you guys.
I miss a lot of trading calls and stuff, but I get on these.
I appreciate
I'll
it.
sleep through trading on Breakfast of Champs, but I still get on mindset.
Ladies and gentlemen, success is 5% strategy and 95% mindset.
For real.
You can know how to win the chess game, but if you don't have the mindset to win the chess game, you're not going to win the chess game. Just is what it is. If you lose your mental composure in the middle of the chess game, lost it.
I definitely wouldn't be where I am without my mind.
You got it. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Now, does anybody else have a question? We got 8 minutes. Anything.
Hi to your new friend. You got a new roommate?
Yeah. But let's go with some questions right now. We'll talk about that later. We're still recording. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 78 people in here. You can't tell me nobody else has a question. Somebody has a question.
Ed, it's on Nisa again. I got another question.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm here for.
Now, my next question is, when you're setting goals for yourself, you were saying before that you write them down, and before, in the morning and night, just repeat it over and over, before, when you set your goals down, basically, whatever you want to achieve or whatever you want to do, you just, meditate on that day and night.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of a process to it. So let's go over setting goals real quick. So when you set a goal, you're going to write it out in the present tense. It's going to go like this. It's going to go, I am so happy and grateful now that, Then you write your goal in the present tense, like you already have it.
Gotcha.
So let's do something like this, right? Just gonna throw out my goal out there because I read it every day. I know what it is. Andres, I see your raised hand. Give me one momento. Now, I am so happy and grateful now that I am a Chairman 750 and I have my own self-development company and I make $10 million a year. Period. I am happy, I am healthy, and I am wealthy. Period. It is done. Take out my goal and throw whatever it is you want in there. If you want a dream house, I am so happy and grateful now that I am living in my dream house, whatever your dream house is. I'm living in my dream log home. I'm living in my dream modern apartment, whatever it is, penthouse. But you're going to read that every single day. Now, the important thing about goals is that emotionalized thought behind them. You have to put emotion into it. If you put the emotion into it, your brain waves are going to register that and send that signal out. You're sending that vibe out. You're manifesting this. You've heard people say, no, I'm manifesting this right now. That's it. You're putting that emotionalized thought. Now, for 5 minutes in the morning, you're going to read this over and over and over again. You're going to imagine that feeling. What's it going to feel like when you have those goals, when you've accomplished them, when you have that, when I have that $10 million, when I have my own self-development company, when I am a chairman. See, I'm getting happy right now.
Right.
Because I know it's coming. Now, if you have trouble with that emotionalized thought, put on your favorite, here's a tip, put on your favorite song that always gets you like, right?
Got you. Mm-hmm.
You know, put that on and read your goal and get hyped. Jump around the room. Who cares what other people think? It's reading it out loud and looking yourself in the eye in the mirror and trying to be happy and doing this is going to be weird at first because you've never done anything like this before in your life. So for 2 weeks, it's going to sound stupid. And you're going to be sitting in the mirror because you're going to be scared somebody's by the bathroom door. You're like, I'm so happy and grateful. Fuck them, man. Screw them. Who cares what they think? Like I said before, there's only 2 people you have to impress in your life. 8-year-old you and 80-year-old you.
Wow. That's deep. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you.
Let's see. Addie had a question. Addie.
Hey, so I was just going to tell you, thank you for your call. I really appreciate it. And to the woman who was just speaking to you, I totally did gratitude in my car earlier today, like a weirdo, and said it out loud and gave no fucks. So do what you got to do to like get it in your mind and believe it. So really agree with that. But I was going to ask you, so you said that your life hit rock bottom, if in your words, kind of like right around January. And I went through a similar experience about 2 years ago. And I appreciate what you say because it really like that's the kind of stuff I had to do. And your stuff is kind of like a refresher for me. So I would appreciate if you could maybe reshare with the group, like, what was it and what is it that you focus on constantly that lets you not get back to that space? Like, it's okay that you've been there, you know, everyone hits their rough spots, but like, what is your focus to make sure that you don't ever go back to that space?
Myself. Honestly, myself.
That's like I had to learn. Answer.
Yeah, it's that simple, but it's that hard. It's that simple, but it's that hard. Now, I'm not saying yourself as in myself as in let your ego and your pride get into it in a bad way. I'm saying myself as in I had to look at some things. I had to say, you know what? You thought you loved yourself. You loved yourself on the surface, but deep down inside, you put yourself at rock bottom because you kept running away from what was inside. So what I need to constantly do is keep running a checklist. I have to keep being mindful about how I'm feeling. I need to keep grounding myself in reality. So it's easy, like once you let your beliefs and stuff go, it's easy to let those get lost in a daydream into like ridiculous stuff, right? If you're sitting there thinking you're a superhero or something like that, relax. What I'm talking about really though is keep yourself in check. I need to make sure that I'm taking time for myself to really visualize my future and just do nothing. I need to take time for me to do nothing because I need time with me. I need to keep falling in love with myself like I have been. When somebody, you can tell when somebody truly loves themselves because they truly love other people. Now, what do I mean by that? People who are bullies, people who are arrogant, people who just talk to anybody any other type of way, or are just ugly to people in general, or just like have an ugly type of personality. They don't love themselves. They're ugly on the inside. Now, everybody is spiritually perfect. Spiritually, you are perfect. But our paradigms and the stuff that the outside factors that we let control our beliefs and control our thoughts, shovels dirt all over our perfect spirit. And then it ends up muddy, and it ends up dirty, and it ends up dragged through the mud. So in order to keep myself from going back down the path that I needed to go, number one, I needed to make time for myself. I needed to fall in love with Ed again. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I found out? You can take yourself out on dates. I do it all the time. You can take yourself to Starbucks and buy yourself a coffee. You can wake up in the morning and walk past the mirror and be like, love you, bro. You can walk past the mirror and be like, damn, you look good today.
100%.
You can do all of that stuff. You need to date yourself. So many people, when they get out of a relationship, jump in a relationship with the next person because they have a void. Everybody calls it a void. I don't know what it is. They just have a hole in their heart that nothing can fill. You can fill it, but only you can fill it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I really appreciate you expanding on that because, you know, I've had to learn that myself, and it really is super nice to hear someone else say the same shit I think about and I've had to learn about. And you, like, it's such a blessing to be a part of this group because I see people who have gone through some hard shit and like where you're at.
Yeah.
And even if I don't ever get there, like just the mindset and the reaffirmation is so worth it. So thank you for your call tonight and like expanding on that for everybody.
No problem. Thank you for your input. I appreciate it completely and fully. Now, I want to point out to everybody that one more thing I want to add to that. This is my 5th time rebuilding my life. I've hit rock bottom 5 times, but I don't say I've hit rock bottom 5 times. I always say I hit stone steps. Now, why do I say stone steps? Because the first time I hit rock bottom, I hit rock bottom. Second time, I hit the first step. Why? Because I knew it was at rock bottom, but I've been here before. So now I'm not working with nothing. I'm building off of experience. The second time, I was building with even more experience. So now I'm that much further up. That's that amount less that I have to fall. It may look like things are getting worse. My legal situation definitely got a lot worse. However, emotionally and mindset wise, I knew what I had to do. I've been through this before. I've done this before. I knew what I had to do. I knew it just takes you. You may not notice, you may not know everything you need to do, but you're going to notice that to get from point A, where you're at, to point B, where you need to be, where you want to be, where your goals are, where you're back to you again, you're going to reach a point where you wake up and you're like, oh, hello, me. I missed me. Hey, man, how are you? And you're going to be happy in hell. You're just going to be walking on sunshine all day. Now, that time lessens every time you have to start over from scratch. You realize more and more what you're willing to accept from yourself and what you're not willing to accept from yourself. It's a lot like relationships. Somebody just said in the comments, crap relationships get a lot shorter. They do. Because you learn and you see the red flags coming and you're not, listen, we always see the red flags coming. We just choose to ignore them. But now, especially with yourself, you see the red flags coming and you're like, no, bro, no, we're not going to the bar. What are you talking? Can I hang out in a bar? No, you can't hang out in a bar. The hell's the matter with you? Listen, life is a learning process that takes a lot of you to do. You are the biggest factor in your life. However, humans are communal beings. Humans are meant to interconnect and interweb with each other. It's a small world. Ever heard that before? It is. So these types of calls, and just like when people hit me up on the side and stuff like that, I love that stuff. Why? Ever notice how you always feel better about yourself when you're helping other people? You guys think I got this far by myself? Nobody is ever self-made. Self-made is a fake concept. I don't believe in self-made because there's always somebody along the way that helped people get to where they're going to be. I didn't get this far by myself. I came this far because of the people I surrounded myself with, you guys, people in the program, my family, friends. They all helped me get to where I'm going to be. Doing these calls every Tuesday and Thursday, I love them. I get excited 2 days beforehand. I'm excited during it. I'm excited day of. I'm excited day after. I'm excited all week to do this stuff. Why? And I put my heart and soul into this. Why? Because I love helping you guys. I love the fact that all of these are recorded in one shot, in one take, and put on YouTube because I don't know how to edit videos yet. And that's okay. I kind of like the raw and uncut format. Now, eventually that is going to change as I grow older and as I turned Mindset with Ed, available on all social media platforms, like, follow, and subscribe. As I turn this into a giant multi-million-dollar company. That's all in due time. That's fine. But for now, every single time, I'm not trying to outdo anybody. I'm not trying to be the next Bob Proctor. I'm not trying to be the next Tony Robbins. I'm trying to be the next Eddie Wilson. Every time I come on, I try and outdo myself from last week. Not out of stress, but out of fun. I'm just having fun with it. I love this stuff. And you guys are what keeps me going, keeps this going. Because I want to take what I've learned and I've applied to my life and apply it to you guys. And in the same token, I'm reaffirming it to myself as I'm going. Yes, I have notes for this call. I always have notes. Keep me on track because I do stuff like this. I go all the way out into left field and rant and rave. So talking points helps. But hopefully that helps. That's pretty much my last point on that. Does anybody else have any questions? Anything? I don't care what it is. There's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask that hems you up 2 weeks from now because you were too scared to ask it. What do I say about fear? Just do it. If you're scared to do something, just do it. Just throw the question out. If you're too scared to unmute your mic and talk to me, throw it in the chat. What do you guys got? Give me something. Give me something. There's 74 people on here. I know somebody has something. Oof. Sorry, Sarah.
Man, you too good with what you got going on. Ain't nobody got nothing. We can't rebuttal that.
I appreciate it, Alan. You got a question, Alan?
No, I ain't got nothing. I'm trying to think of something, but I mean, you pretty much covered every base.
I guarantee you, everybody's gonna get hit with questions as soon as I end this call.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Your DM finna flood real quick.
Yeah. All right, Sarah says, I just had a panic attack this morning. What would you recommend to say to yourself? Well, honestly, I mean, I have panic attacks sometimes with my PTSD. And what helps me the most, I don't know. Oh, you went to the ER. I'm glad you're all right. What helps me is I go outside, and this works for if you're pissed off at the world, if you're having an anxiety attack, a panic attack, anything, ground yourself. Look into grounding. Grounding and mindfulness has been the biggest source of success for me with anxiety. I took myself from severe PTSD symptoms down to mild with mindfulness, grounding, and a host of other coping skills. Now, what I do is like, I like outside. Me, I'm an outside guy. I gotta be outside, which is kind of crazy because I'm running online businesses. But I walk outside and I'll automatically look at, say I'll walk into the tree line or something in the woods, and I'll look and I'll say, what are the trees doing? Look at the way the wind's blowing. Look at the way the wind's blowing the leaves. Look at the bark on the tree. Are there any bugs? Oh, look at that bug. That bug is cool. And start focusing all of your attention on that. And the most important thing is breathe. Breathe in through your nostrils. Breathe in through your nostrils and fill up your stomach. Don't breathe to fill up your chest. Breathe to fill up your stomach. And in for 6 seconds, hold for 2, out for 4. And keep doing that. Keep doing it. It's kind of like when you're out of breath. Say you just ran a mile and you're out of breath and you're trying to control your breathing. Otherwise, you just, and you just. So there's different stuffs you can try and do. I would recommend, honestly, listen, everybody gives therapists. Everybody's so scared to go to a therapist. Why are you so scared? Why, not you, Sarah, but why is everybody so scared to go to a therapist? Therapy is the best thing I ever did in my life. Go talk to a therapist. There's a lot of free different resources. And if you hit me up off on Telegram, I'll shoot you the different links that I found for mental health. It's worth it. Being scared about your mental health is something that could possibly kill you. Because the stress that you keep in your life and the panic attacks that stress causes heart disease, causes heart attacks, strokes. Stress is a killer. Your mindset can literally kill you if you let it. Follett said, how do you, sorry guys, chat. How do you stay motivated when dealing with stress? It's all about your why. When you have a goal, the first thing I feel like everybody should do when they're going to set goals is set your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why? I have about, I don't know, 20 whys up there. I have a sheet of paper right above me on my bulletin board that says, F luck, I'm not going to say the real word, F luck, work hard. Why? Because I will be uncommon amongst uncommon people. I don't want to be, nor will I ever be average again. I will be free monetarily, legally, and personally. My mother will never work again. I will be successful. I will never be at rock bottom again. I will work until I hit the sky's limit, or I will die trying. And I'm too stubborn, too valuable, too hard, and too great to fucking die. And then I pasted another note behind it. I said, I will, because I will have $10 million in my account. I will have a log home in a mountain near a lake. I will be financially independent. My mother will never have to work again. That's a big thing in my life. I will build motorcycles at my leisure and ride them when and where I want to, regardless of being married. I will give anonymously charitable donations to those in need. I will be an expert at trading. Those are all my whys. What are your whys? That's the biggest thing in the world. What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? For a lot of people with kids, it's their kids. I don't have kids, but if I did, it would definitely be my kids. I know for my buddy Alex, the founder of OBG, his biggest why was his kids. Every time he felt like giving up, he looked at his son. He looked at his daughter. And that made him want to keep going. Every time he got down. I know there's 1,000 times he wanted to quit. 1,000 times he was just like, screw all of this. And he looked over there and he saw his kids. And he got back to work. So when I'm stressed out, first of all, I calm down. I look at, why am I stressed? Can I control anything in this situation? No, then why am I stressed? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm doing what I'm doing because I will never go back. Always forward, never backwards. I will never go back being happy. I know too much. I can never go happy. I can never go back to being happy in a bar stool again. I know too much about life. So because I know so much, it's a blessing and a curse. I have to keep going. I have to keep achieving and achieving and achieving. And if I fall, if I fail, that's cool. I'm closer to my goal. I just learned something. I never win or lose. I win or I learn. Let's see. What else we got? Does anybody else have any questions? Oh, it is 10:15. We got time for one more question. Give me one more question. One more. Robin Parrott. Where do I start in the I Am Academy? I just find myself skipping around. Get with somebody, get with whoever brought you in and work on that. Me personally, I would say if you're going to start on HFX, start on HFX, the Academy videos, and focus on those. Stop skipping around. It's that simple. Nobody makes you skip around. You just focus on those Academy videos, finish those Academy videos, then go to the Go Live. Check out Dr. Josh Lee and Brandon Boyd. See, the cool thing about I Am Academy is you have 5 different streams of income to take advantage of, to learn about, and go take advantage of. Crushing thing is, where do I start? Well, you start with one thing. Look at it like a messy room. You're not going to start cleaning up the floor, the desk, the bed, and the pile of laundry in the corner at the same time. You're going to start on A, the pile of laundry, A, the bed, B, the bed, C, the desk, or D, the floor. You pick one thing and you work on that thing. And then when that thing's done, you go to the next thing. American. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more question. What do we got? One more. I got time for one more question, I think. Let me check. My phone may be going off. Nope. What do we got? One more. Come on, give me one more. There's 68 people in here. Give me one more question.
How do
I
you
know-
upgrade?
Huh?
How do you get to like a P50 and how do you upgrade like that?
Do what, to like P150, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Get with me offline. We'll talk about that offline. Get with me,
Okay.
get with the person who brought you in, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's an optional part of the academy that you shouldn't take advantage of unless you know what you're doing. Because then unless you know what you're doing, then it's just a blind leading the blind, you know?
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's, you know what I mean? Obviously learn to trade first. That's why OBG is so successful, because we can all trade. Can't say that for everybody else, but we focus on trading first. And then if you want to go ahead and take advantage of the other parts of the academy, cool. But learn what you came here to do first. Everybody came here because they wanted to learn to trade. Learn to trade first.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's a sort. Everybody just wants to skip to option B, C, and D. Like, what about A? Don't you want to earn money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you per se. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, man. All right, family. Listen, I love all of you. Thank you all for being here. Please check out YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Mindset with Ed. Let me know. All the prior Mindset videos are there, except for one, the one that cut out the other day. I'm still trying to piece that one together. Listen, I did construction for 14 years. I'm not a computer guy. But listen, thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of you. At the end of the day, don't quit. It's tattooed there for a reason. Don't quit. I love every single one of you. Yes, Becca, this is going to be immediately available on YouTube as soon as the video converts, and then I can upload it. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless all of you. I love all of you. If you don't believe in yourself, borrow some of my belief, because I believe in every single one of you. Guys, have a great night.